Good morning, Vietnam. How you guys doing? Okay, we're here with Till the Last Credit, and I'm Darren here. We're going to be a spoiler review. This is going to be a spoiler-heavy review for Split. If you haven't seen it, turn this video off. Go to your nearest theater. It's about 10:51 p.m. here. Probably still some showings. If there's not, just camp out there and just wake up in the morning and go see.
I promise you, do not watch this video if you haven't seen this movie. Don't be that guy that's like, I don't care about spoilers. You'll care about these.
Yeah, care about these because, they mentioned Mr. Glass. You're not gone yet? You're not gone yet? Okay, this is connected to Unbreakable. But, yeah, I'm hosting today. I'm Darren Leslie Jr., and we're here with our fellow regulars. Dylan, how you doing, Dylan?
Fuck you.
All right, that's Dylan's split personality there. He's really friendly, usually friendly, but he's not today. Will, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Although I would have to point out, Darren, that your Good Morning Vietnam needed some work. All right.
Thank you. I actually have 2 other people living here at the moment, so I don't want to wake them up. And Miller Farrow, how you doing today, man?
Good.
All right, so we're just going to start off this video with this review with our positives. What do we all think of the movie personally? Like, what was our high notes for this film? Dylan, what did you think of this movie? Like, what were some of your positives?
I thought it was fucking terrible. There were no positives at all. Just kidding.
Worse than last
really liked it. It's probably my second favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie next to Unbreakable. The first positive that comes to mind is, of course, James McAvoy. He is so fucking good in this movie. He totally deserves an Oscar. I know he probably won't, but he needs to get nominated next year.
This movie comes out in January. I guarantee he's not going to get nominated, probably.
Yeah, that's why I said probably not, but he totally deserves it, because that was just a fantastic performance. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's great. It's got great writing. M. Night Shyamalan does a great job directing, and the twist. Oh my God, the twist is just it's not the reveal. I guess it's just it's shocking, and I wanted to scream in the theater because I was so happy, but I couldn't. But yeah, I really liked it. Miller, what did you think?
I agree. I really liked it. I don't know if what other movies will come out that would contend with James McAvoy. But yeah, I would say right now, he could very well be deserving of an Oscar nom because he's certainly great in this movie. And yeah, overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was very suspenseful. It was very well put together. I thought there were points where it was a little. It felt like what they were trying to do with the movie felt a little disconnected from other stuff they were trying to do with the movie, but it didn't detract that much from my. But yeah, overall, I thought I really liked. To comment on the twist as well. I really liked that because that could have been handled really poorly. But I thought they did that. They pulled that off really well.
Well, what did you think?
Well, I'm going to agree with everybody else. I thought McAvoy was fantastic in this movie. This was not only the best McAvoy performance maybe I've ever seen, but it's the best acting performance that I've seen in quite a while. You only get to see 3 or 4 really of the personalities, but he makes you believe that they're all separate and unique characters, which, this movie deals with a lot of the psychology behind dissociative identity disorder and how, certain personalities could have medical problems that the other personalities don't have. Like one of his personalities, who you only get to see briefly, is diabetic. And none of the other personalities have to take insulin shots, but that one does. I really liked that part of it, and McAvoy really sold that these are different people. And it takes a real actor to be able to do that. You can't put Ashton Kutcher in that role. He's not going to do that. To a greater extent, you wouldn't even have been able to put someone like John Wayne in that role because John Wayne, again, played the same character in every movie. He played John Wayne. So So, I mean, yeah, this really was a chance for McAvoy to showcase his chops, and he absolutely brought it. And I was really impressed. I was impressed with all the acting, but McAvoy's performance really was standout. And again, the twist at the end, the reveal, the Bruce Willis cameo was great. I agree with Miller. That could have been handled so poorly, and the way it was, like it just was. There was no big to do about it. It just was, and that was a great way to play that. So yeah, those are my positives.
Yeah, a couple of my positives. I really did enjoy this movie, up until a certain point, which I'll get into when we go into our negatives. But this is M. Night Shyamalan's back. I think after this film, I really enjoyed The Visit. And this film, I really did like it. It went to a very dark place, which I did not see coming, with the main character's backstory. And her transformation into really being a survivor and really wanting to get out of this place and really trying to outsmart Kevin with her wits instead of being really panicky. I really like that about her. And and also the two other leads, the two other girls in the film, they did a good job, really selling the fear. And what happens to them is really fucking tragic. And it's a great thriller. I wouldn't really describe this as a horror movie. I would say this is a great thriller. It had some very scary parts. When the beast shows up, he's there. That presence. James McAvoy is incredible. He's I think he's a little bit underrated, especially what he does with Xavier. A lot of people talk about Fassbender over him, and I think he's an incredible actor, and he really proves like not that many actors can do. Like Will said, everybody has a distinct. You can tell everyone apart. Everyone has a distinct voice and a distinct presence, from the Beast to the woman he plays, to that guy who visits the psychiatrist, and they did a good job building up the lore of this film, and making you really believe in this fictional. It skirts the line of actually, because personality disorders are real, but they add a little bit of fiction in there, and they walk that line very, very easily. And Shyamalan's direction, the score was great. Whenever the Beast showed up, it's a very, very well put together film. But going into the cons of all of our problems with the film, I did not like the surprise. I don't really consider it a twist.
It's more of a reveal.
I think it's more of a surprise, because even as the movie was closing, I saw the film at a screening, and M. Night Shyamalan, he came up on the screen. He wasn't there, but he did like a pre-recorded thing, and he was just like, there's something in the movie, and of course we were all expecting some big giant twist. And it wasn't a twist. You got a surprise at the ending. And I think the surprise works for certain people who love Unbreakable, for example. This is really going to excite them. This is like Nick Fury showing up at the end of a Marvel movie. You're like, holy shit, what the fuck? But it takes me out of the movie a little bit, because it feels very unconnected from anything that was actually going on in the film, Like, maybe if David Dunn showed up, I don't know, it just feels very unconnected and kind of thrown in. It was very cool when I first saw it, because I was screaming out when the lady was just like, there was a guy named that 15 years ago or whatever. I screamed out Mr. Glass. I was just like, holy shit, they're connecting this thing. But after I kind of thought about it, I was just like, that it just feels very disconnected. And also my other cons, really, this is like any other M. Night Shyamalan movie. People don't actually act like people sometimes. Like when she's sitting in the car and he gets in the car, it's just like, why would you turn that slowly over to somebody?
She was pretty emotionally disturbed.
Yeah, but it's just like, speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I could do that. But actually, now that you mentioned that reminded me of something. I thought that was gonna, I thought she was in on it or something.
Yeah. I thought
because she was reacting kind of weird to some of the situations, which I guess is just how M. Night Shyamalan does.
Yeah, because how he films and writes people, it's just kind of weird. But that's just how he does his thing. But so Will, did you have any problems with this movie?
Yes, I did. I didn't hate the movie by any stretch of the imagination. There were a lot of parts I really... But, like you, Darren, the whole thing at the beginning with the car, like, okay, the first thing he does when he gets in, well, he gets in and he sits there for a minute. And, I mean, obviously it takes these girls, you know, a minute to be like, dude, who are you? Get out of our car. But immediately, as soon as they acknowledge him, he freaking chloroforms the two girls in the back. But why does he leave the girl in the passenger seat alone until she actively tries to escape?
Because she wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, but I just didn't get that, though. That just didn't register to me. If there's some kind of logic there that I'm missing, great, but I'm still missing it. So that, to me, that's still a fault to the for the movie. But the biggest thing that I just felt a lot of the movie was really boring. I was really bored a lot of the time. I wish, like, I saw that the movie had potential. I saw the potential in the movie, but I wish they would have explored other avenues that they didn't. I wish they would have explored Kevin's personalities a little bit more. Maybe if we'd have gotten to meet more than 3 of them, or if we'd have had some more scenes with the psychologist, and you know, actually get to know Kevin as a person and not just the 3 parts of him that we got to see. I wish that they'd have done a little more with that. I think that would have made the movie a little more interesting.
And Dylan, what were your? Did you have any negatives with the film? Because I know you really liked it, but like, was there any cons that you had?
Yeah, I do. That car scene in the beginning was a little weird. I agree with Will. I did not get why I get like what you're saying, Miller, but if you're kidnapping someone, it seems like you would probably, you know, spray all the whatever that was.
Yeah, I get that.
But and then I think, in my opinion, the first 15 minutes of the movie are really bad. I think for some reason, I don't know why, the first 15 minutes of that movie feel so different from the rest of the movie, because it feels, the script feels wonky, and the M. Night's direction feels off. And then the movie just picks up and soars, but for some reason, the first 15 minutes of that movie was just like really weird for me. I don't know, but yeah, those were my only negatives.
How about you, Miller Lite? Did you get any negatives on your part?
Yeah, just some of the. I kind of went to it earlier, but just a little bit of the directing was off. Like, there's a scene where the therapist is talking with a friend of hers, and it's just like it kind of like cuts off like half of his head, and I thought that was really odd. And then there's a shot later into the movie, and just some of the plot of how they were trying to connect the therapist's storyline about her
hang on a second, Miller. Building on what Miller just said, I noticed that too. I didn't bring it up, but I noticed that too. There were a lot of shots where the camera work, you're just like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm sure this is intentional, but you understand this is bad camera work. Why? Right? Why are you intentionally cutting off the tops of people's heads or framing your shot this way, which just looks really bad? There were a few spots like that.
Yeah, but with how I thought that what the therapist was trying to do, like trying to prove this theory about how these people have like multiple personalities, that people were having trouble believing her or exactly what she was going to. Like, I thought that was interesting, but I thought some of it felt a little disconnected from the rest of the movie at times, even though it wasn't, because that was like what James McAvoy was going for.
They didn't really go anywhere with that.
Yeah, but you know what? That could have built. Maybe it'll help when I watch the film a second time. That could have helped with the reveal at the end. Making that reveal feel more connected, that there are other people out there like Kevin, and then you're just like, oh, so David Dunn's connected to this, so now it's a bigger world. So that could have helped.
When they had that Bruce Willis, David Dunn cameo at the end, that was exactly where my mind went. Because, like, to me, a lot of the stuff, because, like it was already pointed out, this movie delves a lot into the actual psychology of multiple personality patients, but it embellishes it in parts, you know? Like, it'll take something factual like that, different personalities could have different brain scans, even, like individual people, or different voice patterns. And those things are real. And then it exaggerated that to the point where when he becomes the Beast, he's actually turning into a physical monster. When I saw that this was part of the Unbreakable world, that made sense to me, because maybe the Beast was Kevin's way of coping with whatever his superpowers are. Maybe it created this monster because I don't know if he's a shapeshifter or if he's just bulletproof or if he's whatever he is. But that explains a lot of the embellishments on the actual psychology that they went into. And so for me, I immediately clicked on that David Dunn thing, and I'm like, oh, this is where they're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I would have thought at first that the third act of that movie, when he turns into the Beast, was pretty fucking stupid, if I had not known that it was connected to Unbreakable before I saw the movie. And I knew that because someone...
I thought they handled that really...
I thought they handled the Beast really well.
Yeah, because it could have been like, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, if I was watching a bad M. Night Shyamalan movie, this would be terrible. But because I think M. Night's always been good at that, like going to that crazy place without it being too crazy, but like just the right amount of crazy.
Yeah, and it was just like, because I like the movie without the Unbreakable stuff. I mean, and look, the Unbreakable stuff might grow on me, but that movie, minus the little sliver of the reveal, it was terrifying. Even when he was changing into the Beast,
I don't think it was terrifying.
I think it was kind of, it scared me because I was just like, I'm putting yourself. I mean, that's how connected I was to the environment and the characters. Because if you're putting yourself in that character's shoes, you have this thing running toward you, and you're locked up. You have two people that are locked up trying to get out of the room, and you have Anna Taylor-Joy's character downstairs, and the therapist is there. It's just like, it's so claustrophobic. He really made you feel that claustrophobic feeling of something is really coming. So that's why I did think it was scary. And also the hallway sequence when she has the shotgun, that was scary too. So yeah, I think he did
another thing.
That was another thing. Can we talk about that girl's flashbacks? Because maybe I missed something, but for me, there was no payoff to that. There was no point.
That worked really... I want to go into that. Okay. Do you have anything else to say about that, Will? Or?
Well, it didn't seem to belong to me. And like I said, maybe I missed the payoff, but it seemed to me like the payoff should have been the shotgun thing in the hallway, but it just didn't work for me, if that was the payoff.
Well, I thought that worked really well, actually, like, because it was sort of, I mean, this is how I took it. It's, like, this is a movie about abuse, because both characters were abused, except, like, because people view, like, being abused is a bad thing, and she recognized that, and she also used that to her advantage, like, that, the bad memories of her uncle doing that horrible stuff to her, she didn't have the, like, she couldn't bring herself to shoot her uncle like she thought she would, but for what she had experienced of being locked up by James McAvoy and everything her uncle everything her uncle put her through, she drew on all of that and actually used her memories of abuse and what it turned her into to actually help her get her out of that situation, and showed herself, like, it's an empowering story of abuse because she showed herself, like, okay, I used all this stuff in my, what I'm going through now, and what I've gone through the past to help me get myself out of this situation.
Yeah, and it was also, it's a movie about transformation. You know, they both change, and at the end, this is how I took it. I don't know if, I'll actually like to hear you guys' opinions on this. I took it, that last look she gives the officer, do you guys think she turns her uncle in? Because I thought, yes. That was the point where she was just like, I'm turning this asshole in. Dylan and Will, did you see it that way, or?
Yeah, I saw it that way, yeah.
I didn't really make that connection, but...
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree with everything Miller said.
Yeah, I like the whole entire, because that's the dark place I was talking. I did not expect the movie to go there.
I did not either, because I was watching the movie, and it gets to that scene in the forest, and I'm like, okay, this movie just took a really dark fucking turn.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me understand. I still do not buy the haunted car thing, but it makes me kind of get on the side of Miller. Like, this girl is kind of like, she's messed up in the head for reasons.
I like how they started that out. Like, they started right off the bat, like, because obviously, I mean, unless you haven't seen the trailers or know what the movie's about, like, these three characters are going to be stuck in a room together, and they do not like her.
Yeah.
Like, they started that right off the bat where, like, okay, this relationship's weird. She just, like, it's like when people were kids, oh, you got to invite this person to your birthday parties because he's in your class.
Well, and honestly, going into this movie knowing that there's a surprise at the end and thinking you're going to get, like, a Twilight Zone ending, but not knowing what it is, I almost expected her to turn out to be in league with the Horde the entire time. And then that didn't happen. But she did a good job, and I don't know if it was intentional, but she does a good job of selling you on that there's more to her than meets the eye, you know? And leading you down that path where you think this is going to turn out one way, and then it doesn't go that direction at all.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be an actual person. I thought she was like, oh, like she escaped from him or something. I thought it was going to be something like that.
Well, I thought I had these like two theories. I just want to see what you guys think about it. One theory, or for what the twist, or where I was trying to think during the movie, like, okay, this could be what the twist is. One of them was that he actually didn't have 24 personalities, and he was just fooling everyone. I don't know if that would have been like uneventful, but I just thought about that as a possibility. And the other one was that this might have been like too hard to pull off. If he wasn't actually crazy, but the psychiatrist was like playing him the entire time and making him think he had these personalities.
I like the psychiatrist thing. That kind of sounds scary a little bit, like someone messing with your head that much.
It could have. I mean, I like what they did, but I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. And I kind of did go that way too, thinking that maybe she was manipulating him for the sake of her own research. So yeah, again, the movie does a good job of really, really selling you on the red herrings.
Yeah. But I want to ask you guys two more questions before we close this thing out. One, did you guys want to see the beast the way they described it with the long fingers and the long hair?
No.
I kind of did.
I know. And honestly, because when he first transformed, because they were kind of shooting him like from behind and from odd angles and kind of in the shadows, I thought he was going to come out much more grotesque than he actually was. Which he's still physically different than what you've seen him through the whole movie, but he's not quite what they described with the fingers quite twice as long and whatnot. But, I'm with you. I was definitely with you there, Darren.
In the trailers, they had the because I didn't watch like the beginning of the first trailer, and then James McAvoy came out in that turtleneck, and I was like, I'm good. I don't need to see any more of this. But at the end of the trailer, they had, because I went back and watched it, they had a noise of a beast, which is never in the actual movie, which I thought was funny. Oh,
because that's the thing. Just like, and just one more thing before I get to the final question. I like how he made James McAvoy running not comedic, because that could have been like that could have gone the wrong way, and that could have been very comedic, but it was threatening. But my final question before we wrap up with our overall thoughts. Where do you guys want Split to become? We've heard reports that M. Night Shyamalan's film may be Unbreakable 2, but do you guys want to see this evolve into a franchise? Do you want to see this stay as... I want to see one more movie. You want to see more, like, just stay as one film or evolve into a franchise or a shared universe? Like, Dylan, where would you like this movie to go after this?
I don't want to see, like, Split 2, Split 3, Split 4, but I want to see the Horde as the villain of the Unbreakable sequel. I really, really want to see that, because M. Night Shyamalan has said that his next movie is most likely going to be Unbreakable 2. He said he's got Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson already on.
Last Airbender 2, isn't anything to say about it.
And they set it up. And I actually took that in the movie that they were setting up for the Horde to be the villain of Unbreakable 2. So Yeah, I don't really want to see Split 2, Split 3, Split 4, but I would love to see the Horde as a villain in Unbreakable 2.
How about
or
you?
a future Unbreakable movie.
How about you, Will? Do you want to see the Horde back? Do you want to see this franchise
I agree. I agree with what Dylan said. I would very much like to see David Dunn fighting the Horde. And I'm a big Unbreakable fan, okay? Maybe it's because I'm a comic book fan. Maybe it's because of I love superheroes. But I just really love that movie. And for me, that is one of the most unique ways to tell a superhero movie. And I really, really liked it. And I want to see that character back. Back in 2001, M. Night Shyamalan actually said that he meant for Unbreakable not to be a trilogy, but for the movie he made to be the first act of a superhero movie. And it works that way. And I'd like to see the character go on from there. And I would like to see it fight the Horde. I think that would be great. But I don't want to see the same movie over again. In fact, when they did the David Dunn thing at the end, my first thought was, you know what would have been great? If just at the very end he'd have showed up in his little raincoat with his little hood on and rescued the girl. That would have been great. It would have been a much less powerful ending than what you already got. So, it's probably a good thing they didn't go that way. But once you make that connection, you're almost like, I would have liked to have seen Bruce Willis just come out of nowhere and rescue these girls. So, yeah, I'm with Dylan. I want to see him fight the Horde in Unbreakable 2, if that happens.
Hey, and Miller, so do you want to see this franchise continue? Do you want to see more of the Horde?
I want to see, I pretty much agree with everyone. I want to see one more movie of Bruce Willis taking on James McAvoy, because that would be really cool, because I like how M. Night Shyamalan, he's constructed a very M. Night Shyamalan superhero trilogy with these movies that, because he honestly actually did the same twist twice, which is really impressive, because Unbreakable, you're watching the origin of a superhero, or you're watching a superhero origin story, but twist is that you're watching they kind of got into that with Unbreakable a little bit, but twist is more that at the end, when they connect everything, you're like, oh, you're watching the origin of a supervillain. So I think for that to be Bruce Willis' story and this be James McAvoy and to collide in a third film would be really cool and would create one of the most unique superhero trilogies ever. Possibly one of the best.
Yeah, it is kind of cool that, you brought that up the other day, that this is a supervillain origin story. The supervillain kind of wins. He went. The girl gets away, but she only gets away because she's just like, oh, you were tortured the way I was, so you can go away. I killed your friends, but bye. But I would like to see. I would be fine with this being self-contained, but if he can find a way to cap it off in, because people have been asking for years for an Unbreakable trilogy or sequels. You can go look up the video which, by the way, M. Night Shyamalan, you better fucking thank Patton Oswalt. You can go look up a video of Patton Oswalt pitching Unbreakable sequels, and they all sound pretty interesting. But yeah, if he can figure out a smart way to cap all this off, I would probably like to see it. And James McAvoy and Bruce Willis in a movie together, and Samuel Jackson, that could be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. But let's just go ahead and wrap this up. So just getting everybody's final thoughts, overall thoughts on the film. Miller, what is your overall thoughts on Split, and would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it. It's a really enjoyable film. It isn't perfect. It has some of those shortcomings that, it has those shortcomings, but it's still enjoyable even with those problems, just because of how it's written and how, when it all comes together, how unique of a film it is, and how M. Night directs it, and of course James McAvoy's performance, which we've talked about a lot. But yeah, definitely Split is worth seeing, and I'm interested to see where this franchise continues.
Dylan, overall thoughts, would you recommend it?
Of course, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I really liked it. It's one of the best horror movies I've seen in a while, and it's probably my second favorite Shyamalan movie, so yeah, I really liked it.
And Mr. Abbott, would you recommend this film, and what'd you think, and overall thoughts?
Yeah, I would recommend it. I mean, obviously, everybody here at this table got more out of it than I did, so, you know, the movie's not for everybody, but it's definitely for a large number of people. So, yeah, I'd definitely say go see it. Make your own decisions regarding the quality of it. And, yeah, it's a bad movie. It's a very interesting movie in a lot of ways, so, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and as for me, I would definitely recommend this film. M. Night Shyamalan is back after The Visit, and he has hit it out of the park 2 times. Go see it for the performances. Go see it for the chills. Get scared. And yeah, it's a great film. I'm really glad we got this film in January after some shit baskets as The Bye Bye Man and Triple X Return of Xander Cage. So yeah, guys, that was Till the Last Credits review of Split. What'd you guys think about it? Please let us know in the comment sections below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you think this video is shit, please tell us that this video is shit. And Dylan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at king.of.westrose or on Twitter at OG_MDB, which is what I use most. And yeah, that's it. Or on Facebook, but not really use Facebook.
And Miller, where can we find you?
You can find me at Miller Farrow on Twitter.
And Mr. Will, where can we find you?
I'm at Will Abbott on Twitter, facebook.com/WillAbbottCritic. And yeah, of course, right here at the Till the Last Credit podcast.
And you guys can find me at Darren Lindsay Jr. On Twitter, and make sure to check out our website, Till the Last Credit. Check out our Instagram, Till the Last Cred, and also check out our Twitter account, Till the Last Credit, as well. And yeah, keep an eye on our channel for more flash recaps, more podcasts. Go check out our Iron Man commentary. We're doing another commentary this weekend. We got a lot of stuff coming to you guys for the rest of the month. Oscar season's here as well, so keep an eye out for all that. And until next time, rejoice. Rejoice.
Because M. Night is back.